So, dear friends, now we are starting our 43rd session of this program, third of today, and we are having Professor Vanlalchhawna ji with us. He is senior professor in the Department of Economics, Mizoram University, and he is right now finance officer of Mizoram University. He is a senior professor. He has produced many research scholars, MPhils. He is having a very good number of publications in different journals. He has authored books and he is a member of many committees in within Mizoram University and in state government also. So, sir, now time is yours. One more thing, sir, is going to talk on higher education financing in India with reference to NEP 2020. So, now time is yours, sir. You may start, sir.
Thank you, Professor Bartendu, for giving us this opportunity to share some of the in my view, this is one of the most important issues that us, the entire higher education, is facing. Okay, we are in the process of implementing National Education Policy 2020, but in several cases, the progress is not good enough, and many of the higher education institutions are still in the learning process. So today I want to highlight some of the issues which are very much pressing and at the same time requiring a lot of financial implications, having financial implications. So today, first, okay. Now I'll start with the overview of higher education in India. Okay. Now, you see, higher education or tertiary education refers to post-secondary education, which include public and private universities, colleges, technical training institute, and vocational education. Sometimes we refer to either higher education or tertiary education. If we want to make a distinction between these two terms, we usually when we refer to higher education, we mean undergraduate and postgraduate education, whereas tertiary education refers to all the post-secondary education, which include higher education, technical institutions, and other vocational institutions, okay? So I say classified higher education into three types. This is All India Statistical Higher Education classification, university level education. This university level education or even the university itself might be public or private, or it might be aided. Colleges, we have different types of colleges. We have affiliated colleges, constituent colleges. We have purely private colleges. We have aided colleges. That mean both the state is financing a part of the expenditure of the aided colleges, and there are unaided colleges, and we have government colleges. And still we have another one category of higher education in the country, that is stand-alone higher education, which might also be either public or private or aided. And the significant thing during the post-independent period is that higher education witnessed consistent growth of enrollment and institutions. And presently, our higher education system is dominated by undergraduate education. And private universities and private colleges play a very significant role in our higher education. Boy bakal ruben. Now, let us talk about the comparison between higher education in India, USA, and China. India has one of the largest educational system in terms of enrollment and institutions. India has the highest number with reference to number of institutions, and India is the third largest after China and USA with reference to enrollment. In India, as per ICE 2022 publication, we have more than 58,000 higher education institutions, and we have roughly 2%, that is 1,668 university level education, whereas more than 78%, that is 45,000, more than 45,000 institutions are undergraduate colleges, and standalone institutions constitute around 20% of our higher education system, that is a little more than 12,000. And our total enrollment in our higher education is a little more than 43.3 million, and our gross enrollment ratio is 28.4. Now coming to USA, in the entire United States of America, there are only 5,916 colleges and universities compared with India. And out of these, 1,892, that is 32%, is under public. And private sector accounted for 30%, that is 1,754. And more than 2,000 higher education in the United States of America are profit-oriented higher education. The total enrollment in the United States is roughly 16 million, and the gross enrollment ratio is much, much higher than India, which is 88.3%. Now coming to China, China hosted a little, roughly 2,879 higher education. And the public, that is university, which is fully funded by government, it might be provincial or central, that is 2,137. That is 74% of Chinese university are funded by government. Private university constituted 26%. So the total enrollment is 46.55 million, and the gross enrollment ratio is 60. So the figure clearly reveals that we have a highly scattered higher education ecosystem. You see, whereas the number in the United States is almost 6,000, in India we have 58,000 higher education institutions. In China, they have only a little less than 3,000. Imagine the situation. So United States and China have huge higher education, but in India we have a small and highly fragmented higher education. So this is the real challenge before the Indian policymakers, and the policymaker in the NEP 2020 try to rectify this situation. We have suboptimal higher education with few facilities, with few infrastructure facility, whereas in the United States of America and China, they have a very small but hugely funded, fully funded fully equipped with all sort of facilities. So this is the difference. So we used to say the quality of higher education in both China and United States is much, much better than Indian university, and the difference is accounted by the higher education institution. We have a small but thousands of small colleges and university which are poorly funded, which are not uh, having enough infrastructure facilities. So the outcome is large difference, large gap between quality of students. This is the situation we are having at this point of time. Now, we have different 11 university types, okay? State public university dominate Indian higher education, and state private university come next to uh, state public university. So we have 153 institute of national importance. Central university constituted only 53. Okay, so these are the 11 types of university we have. Now, the national education policy states that we should have only one type of university in India. We should remove affiliating, unitary, technical, medical. It should only be multidisciplinary institution. Now, standalone higher education also could be categorized into 7 types. We have technical, polytechnic institute, teacher training institute, nursing institute, postgraduate diploma in management institute, institute under ministry, paramedical colleges, hotel management and catering, all sort of standalone higher education are operating across the country. This is the real challenge before the policymaker. Now coming to undergraduate colleges, which dominate higher education sector in the country, we have 328 affiliating university with more than 45,000 affiliated colleges. 147 affiliating universities have more than 100 colleges, out of which 20 universities have colleges more than 500 colleges. This is the situation. Affiliating universities are having a number of colleges which they cannot manage effectively and efficiently. So we have a poor outcome in our higher education sector. Most of the colleges run only undergraduate level programs. Undergraduate colleges accounted 79% of enrollment, which is coming to around 3.41 crore enrollment. Okay, postgraduate education accounted only 12% of the total enrollment. 78% of our colleges are privately managed, catering to 65.2 enrollment. So majority of our students study in poorly funded private colleges. Government colleges accounted for 21.5% with 34.8% of enrollment. This is the situation we have at the moment. Now, coming to National Education Policy 2020, the NEP 2020 suggested 11 policy measures to improve the performance of higher education in India. Number 1, relate to quality university and colleges. We should Do away with all the affiliating colleges when we only have a big university, big colleges. This is the suggestion. Point number 2, institutional restructuring and consolidation. Number 3, related to establishment of more holistic and multidisciplinary education. Number 4, how to optimize learning environment and support for students. And number 5, related to how to have motivated, energized, and capable faculty. Number 6, India needs to have an equity and inclusion in higher education. Number 7, related to teacher education. Number 8 is reimagining vocational education. This is one of the most significant recommendation of the NEP 2020 is that vocational education should be a part of general education. There should no longer any deviation from this. Vocational education, general education, technical education should all together form the higher education system. Then another important suggestion is National Research Foundation should be established. Another one is relating to the transformation of the regulatory system of higher education. And number 11, related to effective governance and leaderships for higher education institution in India. I will touch upon a few points on each of these policy recommended measures. Number 1, quality university and colleges. Here, the major problem faced by higher education in India, as per NEP 2020, are our system is severely fragmented and the university system do not emphasize cognitive skills and learning outcomes. And we have a rigid separation of disciplines, early specialization, and narrow areas of study, limited access, no local languages. Another one is limited teacher and institutional autonomy, absence of merit-based career management, research are not emphasized in majority of Indian higher education. And we have what is called suboptimal governance and leadership in effective regulatory system. We have large affiliating university with low standards of undergraduate education. These are some of the drawbacks identified by National Education Policy 2020. Then what are the policy visions? India must have large multidisciplinary institutions. All institutions must have faculty and institutional autonomy. And we must revamp our curriculum, pedagogy, assessment, and student support. And the institution, higher education institution, should institutionalize merit-based appointment and promotion. And India should have a well-functioning National Research Foundation, having independent boards, having academic and administrative autonomy. And Indian higher education should be regulated by a single regulator, and according to the terms used by NEP 20, it should be tight but light regulation. That is the main property of the single regulator. Now we need to improve access and we need to emphasize equity and inclusion. And online and ODL should be a part of the higher education, and we must have provisions for learners with disabilities. These are some of the provisions put up by the NEP 2020. Now, institutional restructuring and consolidation. India should end fragmentation of higher education institution and become large multidisciplinary institution. We need to establish HEI cluster, knowledge hub, each having more than 3,000 or more students. We should have only 3 types of university: research intensive university, teaching intensive universities, and autonomous degree granting college. All higher education should try to become multidisciplinary institutions by 2030 and fully functional by 2040. Higher education institution will have the option to run ODL and online courses. 50% of gross enrollment ratio should be achieved by 2035, which should include vocational education. All affiliated colleges to be phased out by 2035, and they should try to become autonomous degree granting college by 2040, or they should become a constituent college under university. And all single stream, including standalone institutions, should be phased out through graded accreditation system. So deemed to be university, affiliating university, unitary university, all these nomenclatures to be replaced by university. Now, the most challenging part is holistic and multidisciplinary institution. Arts, humanities, languages, science, social science, professional, technical, vocational, field, ethics, soft skill. All these should be available in one institution. This is the idea behind NEP 2020. And learning through ODL should be institutionalized, and all courses should be creditized. That means credit-based courses and projects in the areas of community engagement and services, enrollment, environmental education, value-based education, internship with local industry, business, artists, craft person, as well as research internship with faculty and researcher. All these activities should be creditized. This is the idea behind NEP 2020. UGC degree, UG degree should become 3 years or 4 years. And the preferred one is 4-year duration with multiple exit options and appropriate certification, like certificate after 1 year. I may not repeat. And all institutions must insist the operation of academic bank of credit. Degree earned from various recognized higher education institutions will be digitally stored, and master degree may be 2-year master degree with 1 year, 2 years, and the second year devoted to research, 1 year master program for 4-year degree holder. And the institution can also have 5-year integrated bachelor or master program if it is feasible. So model public institution called multidisciplinary education and research university.
This is again power cut issue. Somehow, so okay, sir has joined again.
So,
yes, sir, you are audible, sir, but you need to share your PPT again. Due to power cut, I think, sir, this has gone. Some severe problem in power is there. Somehow this section was having power, but now power cut is there in this side also. So let's see if we can join.